So welcome to Motivation Monday. This is Trainer David here. We're going to figure in that here we are, week 5 now of Medicare open enrollment, week 3 of regular, under 65 open enrollment. Do not want to use up much of your time, so we're just going to get rolling here with a few updates and things that might help you out. Today's quote, victory comes from finding opportunities and problems. That's what we do. We help people with their insurance, their medical insurance in particular, and we solve those problems. So today, what we're going to look at is a tip of the week, a few sales shout outs, and then some of the updates in Medicare that have come out this last week or so. So our tip of the week is there's just a handful of states out there. You may not live in them, but you may sell in them. But a handful of states have implemented their own individual mandates so that while there is not a national independent mandate to have insurance, some of these states do have that. That's California, District of Columbia, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Vermont. Okay. Now, so those are the states that have an individual mandate, even though there is not one nationally. But there's 5 additional states that are considering that. So if you're selling in Connecticut, Hawaii, Maryland, Minnesota, or Washington, those states are considering to have an individual mandate, and with a new administration in Washington, don't know what 2021 is going to bring on the national level. Let's face it, Biden ran on bringing back the Affordable Care Act and in all of its majesty, so we can probably expect to see the individual mandate return in all 50 states. Just guessing there, though. All right, some sales shout outs. Okay, you can see that as far as what's been leading, it's just the same old stuff. If you're not selling these, you ought to be questioning that, because this is where the money seems to be being made. Okay, in the short term, now I'll admit that it's typically a toss-up between National and Golden Rule from United, but those are the two short-term plans. Limited Medical, Golden Rule seems to be running that, but the accident plans, again, National General, and then critical illness and dental, looks like United, at least for this last week, has been doing that. Now our big sales shout outs, people making money, look at that Bill Cox and Jacob Gordon for short term. Really, I mean, I think Bill had 140 plans last week. I mean, some big numbers there. Limited Medical, Dominic Madonna. And as you would expect, in the accident, Bill Cox, he's pairing that up, okay, as is Jacob. So those kind of go together. Now, as far as Medicare goes, Tamila Sutherland and Maureen McNally. Now, I think Tamila there was for Medicare supplement plans, and Maureen was selling mostly the Medicare Advantage plans. So let's take a look at what these updates have been. And come on. There we go. All right, so we're looking at the Medicare annual enrollment. Like I said, I think we're in week 5 here. Goes through January 7th. But CMS has just now come out with their actual pricing and increases. So this is what 2021 plans will be, okay? So we've seen a 34% decrease, okay? We always talk about healthcare going up. It's been a decrease in the average monthly premiums in the Medicare Advantage. If you're selling in Alabama, Nevada, Michigan, and Kentucky, it's been over a 50% decrease in the average Medicare Advantage premium. Okay, that's more and more we're seeing that zero cost. that zero cost. But when you sell that, if you're not presenting, the fixed benefit with it, because those things, while they're zero premium, they're loaded with liability for our customers. So you should always go for that. The HIP plan, okay, hospital indemnity to go with it. So more than 4,800 Medicare Advantage plans are offered in 2021. That's double what we had back in 2017. More and more reasons why you are needed. Part D premiums, those have gone down. The average Part D premium has dropped 12% since 2017. The one that really caught my attention out there is the one from Aetna Silver Scripts. They have got that basic plan down in the $7 range. It varies from state to state. You'd have to see what it is, but that is now my go-to for somebody who doesn't take anything. Okay, is there's always that was always a tough sell when trying to explain the penalty and all of that for somebody who didn't take any medications, but they were buying a plan. And you're trying to tell them that they need a prescription drug plan, and they're going, but I don't take any prescription drugs. Well, take a closer look at the one from Silver Scripts. Their basic plan is in the $7 range. So that's usually a pretty easy sale. And let's see, many of the plans now have this insulin program in there. So it's $35 for a 30-day supply of insulin. And those are not some generic thing. That is the name brand insulins out there. Okay, so those are great for our customers that are type 2 diabetic. So here's what they did in Part A. Okay, so we can see that while the average price on the Advantage plan has been coming down, the cost in Medicare have been going up. So if you're on straight Medicare Part A, your deductible has gone up to $1,484. And that's that initial been admitted to the hospital, and that's good for 60 days, right? So you can, you pay the initial deductible and there's no co-payments until day 61, although that's increased to $371. If you go beyond 90 days and you're into your lifetime reserve, it goes up to $742. And if you go to the skilled nursing facility, it's gone to $185.50 per day. So you can see all these costs are going up. And the one that I always like to point out when I'm selling this is that Part A, that is not a one-time annual deductible. Just remember that $1,484 is an event deductible. And if you're pretty unlucky and you get in and out of the hospital, it would not be difficult to pay that 4 times in 1 year. So that's pretty important that we make sure that they understand that, and it leads to the to the sales. So also with Part A, for those who have to buy Part A, in other words, that they didn't work their full 40 quarters. So if you worked if you didn't work at all and you came into the country, you're going to pay $471. Now, 2 groups of people fall into that one. Those are recent immigrants to the U.S. who lived here long enough. They've got their citizenship, but they never worked their 40 quarters. Okay, so they turn 65. They still have Medicare available to them, but they have to pay for it. As everybody else, most of us have paid into it through our lifetimes at work. The other group that falls into that are your trust fund babies, those who never worked and lived off a trust fund their whole life. Okay, well, now it's going to start costing them $471 a month for Part A. So that's gone up. Now, if they did work at least 30 quarters but not 40, they get a little break. It's $259 for Part A. So been seeing some increases in there. So the cost has gone up. And let's see what's going on in Part B. Okay, so in Part B, the standard monthly premium, in other words, everybody pays this one. I wouldn't say everybody, 90% pay this one. The 148.50 is their cost. That's their monthly cost for the for the Part B, and then Part B also has the annual deductible, and that annual deductible has gone up to $203. So, I mean, those are all pretty modest, compared to what's going on in healthcare in general. But we've seen some modest increases there and everything. So you need to make sure that that we're passing that on to our customers, especially in Medicare, because they do have a requirement that you fully explain all of this to them. Okay. Like I said, I wanted to keep it short and sweet, just give you those updates and let everybody get on back to work. I'm not sure that don't want to eat up too much of your time, but I did want to bring those updates to you. Again, any questions, email me at training@ahcpsales.com, and I'll get back to you, typically, within a few hours of the same day. Okay, you all take care and have a great open enrollment.